Well, it's Monday again, and we are going to talk about today a new product, new to many of you, new to all of us if we want to talk even in just the last few months. But it's maybe a product that's actually something you know about in general. Generally speaking, you've heard of collagen. You understand some of its health benefits, or maybe you've pushed your cart by it in the grocery store or at Costco or one of those big box retailers, and you see it and you wonder yourself, is this a supplement that I need? Is there something here that I need to incorporate in my life? Am I missing out on something? And I'm really excited to share with you today some of a little bit deeper dive into what Young Living's Inner Beauty Collagen, what it is, the benefits in general of collagen. Why would you even want this in your life? But also kind of some of the things that make Young Living's product distinct and unique and unlike anything else that you might find on the market. Aside from, of course, the seed to seal promise and commitment that goes alongside all of Young Living's products, the sustainability piece that goes alongside all of Young Living's products. So I'm excited to share some of these things. There's a lot to cover. It's going to be really science nerdy, but I think that if you, for me at least, it helps if I'm paying for a product, paying good money for a product, which collagen in any way, shape, or form that I've encountered, it can be a little bit on the costly side. And so I really want to know that the product that I'm purchasing is actually worth what I'm paying for it. And so I'm hoping by the end of this that you'll have a good sense of what exactly your money is going towards and why it's such a great thing to have in your daily life and in your arsenal of things. So I'm going to just dive right in. I've got this, a lot of this is in PowerPoint form because as a matter of fact, this was a class by Dr. Ollie Wanker at convention. So if you watched that at convention, if you happen to have a ticket and you watch these things at convention, you've heard this. These were I started taking screenshots because I felt like what he was talking about was so helpful and informative to me. And I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you. Now, Dr. Ollie has his own Eastern European accent that comes and much more science background that I love hearing from him. I love all of his presentations. So I lack all of those things, but I did want to pass on the information so you knew what you were getting when you used and purchased this product. So let me start that off, and then we'll dive right in. So this is what your Inner Beauty Collagen is. It is a premium marine collagen, these are some of the things that we can say: reduces appearances of fine lines and wrinkles. But it can do more than that, which hopefully by the end of this you'll have a sense of. Collagen, kind of the thing that Dr. Ollie kept coming back to and saying is collagen is the glue that holds our body together. So think about it in joints, bones, cartilage, connective tissue, skin, but it's also important for your immune function. It's much more important than just aesthetics or vanity or beauty. These are important. It's part of collagen's part of all of those connective things and is the glue that's holding us all together. Fibroblasts in our skin that create collagen both diminish and produce a lesser quality of collagen as we age, which is what causes wrinkles, dryness, and redness. Bones get brittle, and cartilage is used up and begins to disintegrate. And this is a dynamic process that's happening all of the time. And people say that actually between 20 and like 39, it begins diminishing. And then by the time you're 50, you've lost about 50% of your body's ability to produce and heal and create more collagen. And then from there, even if you make it to say like 85, where you're literally looking at about somewhere in the 80s reduction of what, that prime time, perfect glowing skin of your youth, what you would have experienced then. So aging is one way that we lose collagen, but we also can lose collagen by UV exposure, by smoking, excessive drinking, eating ultra processed foods or lots of sugar. And it's worth noting, and the reason this whole diagram even is here, so you can see the collagen are those structures that are the orange structures in that dermis layer of your skin. The changes that you see in your skin as you age take place in those deep dermal layers right there, those dermis and those are the layers where you're seeing that change actually go. While topical products that you can buy on this in the store or in the lotion, the fancy lotion department or whatever, topical products help mask the changes, but they don't fix them. So you need to start to rebuild or at least slow the breakdown of your skin structure, which is where collagen can come in. So there are 28 types of collagen. This was new to me. I didn't even really know that even there was a distinction in the types of collagen. I thought collagen was collagen, but of course there's different types. About 85 to 90% is type 1. Most collagen supplements include either type 1, type 2, or type 3 collagen, or any combination of them. Collagen is composed mainly of the amino acids, and these form 3 strands, which make up the triple helix structure characteristic of collagen. So you can see there's the amino acid structures that then create the collagen muscle that then create the collagen fiber. There, an additional thing, hold on, I'm juggling there. Okay. Some sources of dietary collagen. There's bovine derived, which is mostly type 2, which, is most of what you're encountering on the market, like out in the market share, often even some of the most like when I think collagen, one brand pops into my mind, and it's got a big blue label, and it's grass-fed beef. And in fact, I was looking at some of the things, some of the ways they derive the collagen is from like the hides of those animals. And it doesn't mean you're like eating hide or whatever, just like what we're doing here with these marine collagen peptides that we're talking about. Doesn't mean you're eating fish scales. It's going through a process that, you know, eventually gets you to the product that you have, the peptides and the amino acids and things like that. But that's where you're getting it. So mostly type 2 is bovine derived. There's also chicken, pork, or sheep derived collagen. And then there's fish skin, which is marine collagen peptides, which is mostly type 1 collagen. And it's worth noting that there is no vegan or vegetarian source of collagen. Just inherently, that's not a thing unless it's produced genetically by genetically modified bacteria or yeast, and it's all grown in the lab and whatever. So, you know, be suspicious of that, even that whole concept in general. So whatever, it's not something. So when you think of this, this isn't going to be a vegan product that you can have. You're going to have to choose whether you're going to do this from a mammal or a fish or marine based type thing. So type 1 marine collagen, and this is the stuff that Inner Beauty Collagen comes from, is a fish collagen peptides, which is hydrolyzed type 1 collagen. It's done from sustainable fishing sources, and they're an excellent source of type 1 collagen, which mostly benefits the skin. So it's worth noting that in these different comparisons, there is a distinction. The type 2, that bovine derived, the big blue label that I think of the grass-fed bovine derived collagen, is mostly targeting that type 2 collagen. It is very, very helpful to the joints and ligaments and things like that. Whereas type 1 marine collagen is actually for it can be for connective tissue function. It can help with artery walls. It can help with skin. It's really effective on skin, uniquely skin and nail and hair, uniquely as compared to type 2 collagen. So that I can actually remember when I was taking collagen with the bovine derived collagen, I was thinking to myself, I just really had a thought that I would have noticed this in my skin in a different way. But it makes sense now that I recognize that type 2 collagen, which is bovine derived, isn't the type of collagen that's supporting my skin. It's the type of collagen that's supporting my joints. So important to know these differences and note what they can do. So in today's market, the hydrolyzed marine collagen type 1 is a very popular way to supplement with collagen. This hydrolyzed idea is really important because it is a smaller, it makes for smaller molecules, and so therefore makes it easier for the body to absorb. And marine collagen in general, this type 1 versus the type 2, the bovine derived, this marine collagen has a smaller molecular weight too. So that also makes it easier for the body to absorb. And of note, supplementing with marine collagen peptides has the potential to improve skin health, hydration, and elasticity, supporting bone regeneration. Kind of when we thought back to some of the ways that if you think about your body, our collagen as being the glue that holds your body together, you can see why it would be important for bone and joint health. It enhances joint and connective tissue function. It reduces physical signs of aging. And it supports insulin-like growth factor, IGF-1 levels, which is a surrogate marker for growth hormone production. And I think that sometimes it's that last point is worth noting, the IGF-1 for that indicator for the growth hormone production. Growth hormone levels fall off, and that's a benefit that comes specifically from fish collagen, from this marine peptide. Growth hormone levels fall as we age, making it more difficult to maintain muscle, to recover from injury, and to burn. And, muscle, we know that muscle burns fat, right? It benefits us, especially as we age, to begin a strength training and weight training, because it helps our bones stay strong. It helps our muscles. And we're going to have to work harder to maintain the muscle that we have. And then therefore, when you're building muscle, you're burning fat. Those are all worth noting. So supplementing with marine collagen has peptides has a potential for supporting higher IGF-1 levels, which will help us rebuild that muscle at a time, especially if you're over 40. We're on the down slope here of our ability to create that IGF-1 and build up and grow and strengthen our muscles. It's going to take a little bit more work for us to do that, but it's all the more important to do as a result. There's even been some studies that show that that marine collagen has a significant impact on osteoporosis prevention and treatment by increasing bone density, and mineral depositing is also evident. So I mean, it's a really great, this is marine collagen in general. And I'm trying to make the case for you of why you might consider it. Here's a study right here from 2016 that shows that oral supplementation with the combination of marine collagen peptides together with plant-derived antioxidants was tested. Skin properties such as moisture, elasticity, biological age, as well as ultrasonic markers, so skin thickness, showed clear improvements after 2 months of treatment. So interestingly, if you read in this highlighted section, it shows plant-derived antioxidants. So that leads to the next question. Okay, we understand that this type 1 marine collagen peptides, okay, that's a big piece of what this Inner Beauty Collagen is. But it's not just that. And I want to point out some of the key additional ingredients that are as a part of what is in your Inner Beauty Collagen product. And I do think it's worth noting that when our collagen has 5 grams of collagen per serving with no sugar added. There's no fillers, there's no colors. If you compare that to a leading competitor of collagen, they only have 3.6 grams of collagen in a serving, and they have 2 grams of added sugar. And there are no additives and Young Living in the Inner Beauty Collagen, but in the leading competitor, the very first ingredient is apple fruit juice concentrate. So the type 1, again, type 1 is going to be for skin. It's going to have an emphasis on skin, hair, and nails. It's going to help with connective tissues and things like that. Type 2, that bovine derived, is going to be really helpful for joints. So it's not, they can support in some ways, but it's not specifically targeting those same things. This is where that marine collagen comes in. So let's move on to what is actually in. What are the additional ingredients that you're going to find in Young Living's Inner Beauty Collagen? One of them is these luxury phytoceramides. So this is something that's used often in Japanese beauty product industry. And it's derived from peaches, have twice the ceramide compounds compared to other fruits. Peaches in Nagano have been used in the beauty care regimen of Japanese women. Ceramides are a group of fatty acids that make up 30 to 40% of the skin layer, called the epidermis. So we're supporting just some of these different skin layers. Their presence is reduced in aging skin and also when exposed to environmental toxins. So you're getting these luxury phytoceramides as a part of your Inner Beauty Collagen. Coming back to those plant-derived antioxidant ingredients, here we are. These are what we're doing. Vitamin C is an essential for activating the enzyme polyhydroxylase, which promotes the formation of hydroxyproline, which is an integral part of the collagen. So we know that without the, think back to the days of scurvy, right? Skin, bones, gums, very weak. The immune system would begin to not function properly and not keep people well. And it was a hallmark of sailors for until they realized that citrus fruits need to be added to the diet while at sea. So without this ascorbic acid, the collagen fibers formed in tissues are defective and weak. So just throwing vitamin C in there in addition is just this additional, and we know vitamin C to be a very strong antioxidant. So it's just a great immune support. We just know vitamin C to be good all around, but it's especially beneficial to add right into that Inner Beauty Collagen. Hyaluronic acid. It's a natural body lubricant for tissues, including skin. It supports healthy skin hydration, reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles for a more youthful looking skin. It also supports healthy collagen production and elastin production. And hyaluronic acid is an important part of skin rejuvenation, and can be either applied topically, which many of the beauty care products that you find on the store shelves today have hyaluronic acid because it's such an important ingredient in that youthful appearance and the overall supporting of the skin. But it can also be taken internally. So this is also added to Inner Beauty Collagen. Biotin, vitamin B7 is a vitamin used for many enzyme systems in our body, and it cannot be synthesized by mammalian cells and must be attained from dietary sources. So when people experience a lack of biotin, they have thinning. It can look like thinning or losing hair, as well as experiencing brittle nails. So biotin is a great add-in to a product like Inner Beauty Collagen for just that reason, right? These are the types of things we're supporting. Zinc, an essential mineral. I think we've all become, if we didn't know about zinc before 2020, it's a mineral, main mineral on your periodic table of elements that you've now since learned about of its value. We may be familiar with it with zinc sunscreens or zinc oxide that you use for diaper rash creams and things like that. But it also is an enzyme cofactor and assists in the collagen synthesis. So sufficient zinc levels are vital for cell growth, collagen formation, and for a healthy, more youthful skin. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that zinc is doing that for you. And a lack of zinc is actually pretty common. It's not an uncommon thing that there's a deficiency, that people have a deficiency in this basic mineral, basic element. So zinc also added into your Inner Beauty Collagen. Tapioca fiber. Prebiotics, we talk about probiotics, and prebiotics are the things that the probiotics eat. And so they are these non-digestible fibers that promote a good, healthy gut. It encourages the growth of a good gut microbiome, these microorganisms in our gut. It's a prebiotic fiber that supports healthy gut wall and healthy skin by balancing the gut microbiome, the gut-skin axis. you've often maybe heard people talk about what your skin is a reflection of your gut health. So if you have major skin malfunctioning issues, then maybe first take a look at, well, how am I tending to my gut? And one way we can do that is by feeding the good bacteria and encouraging good microorganisms to grow, and helping kind of heal our skin from the inside out. So tapioca fiber has been added as well. And then vanillin, and vanillin, not using alcohol as the extract, as its carrier, but in coconut oil is how it's being used. But it is shown to regulate gene expression and exhibit biological activities, resulting, for example, in supporting collagen formation. This is important for skin renewal and skin wellness. Today, vanillin is even used in tissue engineering to regenerate tissues and organs. So it is kind of vital for that. And you just really want to, I'm excited that there's this additional purpose, or this additional use of vanilla, or this great, I love the smell of vanilla, but to see that it has all these great benefits as well is just really fascinating. So again, Inner Beauty Collagen, what are we offering here at Young Living? It's this hydrolyzed marine collagen, mainly type 1, as structure support for your skin and other tissues. It's got the luxurious peach phytoceramides as a moisture bearer, has a hyaluronic acid as a hydration enhancer, vitamin C, biotin, and zinc as essential collagen supporters, potent antioxidants such as superoxide. We didn't talk about this, these SOD, superoxide dismutase, as skin protection. I pulled back on some of it, so it wouldn't be this super long and nerdy thing, but this is an additional really great addition of antioxidants to support overall health and wellness. And then vanilla as a calming antioxidant, but also collagen structure support with a great pleasant flavor. Inner Beauty Collagen uses that type 1 marine collagen from sustainable fish sources, and it uses a special hydrolysis manufacturing process with no harsh chemicals or solvents in that process. And it creates a really fine granular texture as well, that I think personally, though collagen is always going to have a tendency, my experience with collagen has been that it always is going to have a tendency to be slightly clumpy or clumping. I find our Inner Beauty Collagen that I've now been using for probably 3-4 weeks now, I find that it is much easier to blend, especially in a hot liquid, than my other stuff. You had to be really careful how you stirred in the other types of collagen I've tried, but not so much with this. It is said to reduce the appearance of fine lines and deep wrinkles with visibly smoother skin in as little as 3 weeks. It supports the dermal layer after UV-induced skin damage, and it uses phytoceramides, vitamin C, biotin, zinc, powerful antioxidants, and hyaluronic acid to support your healthy skin. So that is the key things, the key sciencey things I wanted to cover, the things that were discussed at convention that I felt like you should know about. These are such great products, and it's sometimes fun to take a deeper dive and look at how much thought and how much consideration was put in to making this the very best product out there on the market when we're talking about collagen. Chris shares that collagen has helped her with some issues in her knee. It's increased her hair thickness, and it's helped with her nail health, helped maintain that. And she says it does take several weeks, but it works. And that's the one consideration you think about. Some people were saying, oh, as soon as claiming it, like the claims are as soon as 3 weeks. And that's true. And in fact, there's a great, if you decide, hey, you know what, I want to give this collagen thing a try, there's a great Facebook group that I'd love to add you to. Just let me know and I can add you to it, where they're talking about different ways that you can try, like different drink ideas, different ways that you could try incorporating Inner Beauty Collagen into your daily life. And try this recipe, try this, like somebody loves it with golden turmeric, and somebody loves it in their smoothie, and somebody loves it in a shot with the Ningxia greens and the and Ninja Red and Sulfurzyme, like just put it all together. And so some people, there's all different ways to do this. But there's some really phenomenal before and after at just the 3-week mark that are shared in that group. But, you know, people, they say in 2 months, you should really have a noticeable difference and a noticeable change. So I've been using it for about 3.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks. There was a couple of days of the mail wasn't moving fast enough. I hadn't ordered it because I'm giving it to both my husband and myself. My husband has had to have several skin surgeries for skin cancer. And so he ends up having to do those types of surgery, the Mohs surgeries, where they're cutting out and examining it, cutting it out and examining it. And that's from years of sun exposure as a Marine and a kid who didn't care about sunscreen. And just in terms of elasticity and things like that and skin healing, like for after wounds and things like that, that collagen is going to play an important factor in that. So I felt like it was really important for him to be taking it too. So I took a before photo of both of us, and I'm going to take an after photo at about the 2-month mark and see if it's noticeably different. But I am really happy with this product. I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you'll give it a shot and give it a try, and not just give it a one package thing and think, oh, well, we'll see. If you add this to your loyalty rewards, you're going to earn some of that money back. So it's the price is in theory going down because you're getting either 10 or 20 or 25% back on what you would pay for it, so that you can turn that around and use those loyalty reward points for product in the future. So I hope that you'll give this a few months try and see what it does for you, and see what things you notice changing in your own life. But at the very least, you can know, and I hope this presentation gives you a sense of just how thorough and how much thought and how much consideration goes into these products, and how much science is there to support what ingredients do get. There's no aspect of this product that is not an active ingredient. That is not an ingredient that is doing something for you. There's no fillers, there's no additives, there's nothing in that list that isn't actively doing something to help you and help benefit you and your whole body, and your skin and your hair and your nails and your gut and everything else. So it's a really great product, and you can rest assured that of what's out there, you've got a really great thing in your hands. So I hope you found this to be helpful. If you have any questions or you want to join that group, feel free to either DM me or text me or do anything, whatever's easiest for you. And I'll get you connected. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next week.